This segment is all about exit planning for your business. Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and this segment's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to educate consumers, lead their fields, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is exit planning advisor Paul Moretti. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Mark.
Tell us a little bit about your work and specifically, who are the types of folks that you specialize in helping?
Well, we specialize in helping those business owners who are privately held, small, what you might refer to as small business owners. And really what we do, Mark, is exit planning almost is like a terminal term. And what we take a look at is really around how do you build the value of your business? And that centers around a lot of components. It's not just, are you planning on exiting? It's really about building and maximizing the value of your business at any point in time. So should you be required to sell or should you want to sell, you've maximized the value of the business. And there's really several components of that. You're really taking a look at, well, what's the value of your business today? But then you also have to look at, and this is where most business owners don't put much effort into this, is personal planning. What do you want to do in your personal life now while you're working in the business? What do you want to do when and if you exit the business? And then that translates into financial planning. How much is it going to take in order to accomplish your personal goals? And then that translates into, well, how much of your business value has to go to that financial number in order to accomplish all of your goals? So it's really a process that some say should start at the moment you start a business. And it's really all about ensuring that you accomplish all your personal, your professional, your business goals, maximizing the value of your business, and then making sure the owner controls the outcome. So it's on his or her terms when it comes time to exit the business.
So, business owners are great at growing their businesses, but how much do they know about exit planning or the importance of exit planning? What are some of the, closely held thoughts about it, preconceived notions?
Yeah, they don't, in my experience, what I've found, they've really never thought about it. They just view it as, well, I got this offer from this guy down the street. And they haven't really put much time and effort into that whole planning process that I just mapped out. And in fact, if you look at varying different surveys, between 70 to 80% of business owners who sell their business regret it 12 months later because they didn't plan for what's next. It wasn't necessarily that they didn't like the price that they got, but it's more about they haven't planned out their life. They haven't done their financial plan. Do they have enough money? So that's what they miss. It's really a comprehensive approach. And you should always be thinking every single day, what's the value of my business? Have I maximized that value? And do I want to continue to grow the business or do I want to exit the business? And then exiting a business takes some time as well. It takes longer than what most people anticipate.
As you start working with clients, have you spotted any big common mistakes or pitfalls that a lot of folks fall into that you could certainly avoid?
Yeah, when a potential, what we always do is when we're estimating the value of the business, we take the view of somebody who's going to buy the business, not the seller, but the purchaser. And the buyer of a business is going to not only look at your financials, yes, that determines a good bit, but they're really going to focus on your intangible assets of your company centered around your employees, your customers, your infrastructure, and your social aspects. So do you have qualified people? Do you have the right people in the right seats? Are they educated on your customers? Are they educated in the market? Do they have training? Do they help make decisions, or do you make those decisions yourself? And around customers, it centers around what are your relationships with your customers like? Are they long-term? Are they contractual? Are those customers transferable? Meaning, if you sell this business, are they solely reliant on you as the business quote, or can they transfer to a potential acquirer? And then structural, you're looking at your intellectual property, you're looking at your technology, you're looking at your processes and systems. Are those documented? Are they in a manner such that somebody can acquire that and repurpose it? And then along the social aspect, what's your brand? Is it you, the owner? Is the business known as you only and not the business? And what's the culture of the organization? It doesn't mean, and those are all translate into risk factors. How risky is the business if I acquire this? Doesn't mean somebody's not going to buy you if you have a high risk there, if the owner does everything. Nobody else knows anything. The owner's the brand. The customers view the owner as the company, not the company. It just means in the end, you're going to get less money. They're going to offer you less money, and you're going to get your money paid out over a period of time. You're going to get 30, 40, 50% up front, and then you'll have an earnout, and that earnout over those years will be dependent upon how well the business does.
Great insight. Paul, what inspired you to get into this field and help business owners with their exit planning? How did you get started?
Well, I was a CFO of a few different organizations during my time, and I found this opportunity to use my CFO experience to help business owners out. And then as part of this process, when I came to the organization, I got certified as an exit planner through the Exit Planning Institute. But what I've really learned, what really excites me, is really helping business owners understand it's not just about the exit itself. It's about maximizing and building that value in your business every single day. It's about risk protection, protecting what you've currently built, protecting yourself from a divorce, protecting yourself from a disagreement with a partner, if there's death or disability or even distress. Those are important things that most owners don't think of. Estate planning. Have you done an estate plan? So for me, what's exciting and what's really fun to do is offer that comprehensive planning approach. And it requires a team of professionals, not just me. It requires myself from a value advisor, but it requires your CPA, it requires your tax accountant, it requires your financial advisor, your financial planner, estate planner, requires your banker. You might need an M&A person. So there's a whole group of individuals that have to be involved in this process.
Before I ask you my last question, in regards to exit planning, is there anything that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is really important to share with business owners?
Yeah, I think what's important is a lot of times they don't really know the value of their business. They think they know the value because they've heard a number from my friend sold his business for this, but they don't really approach it through the lens of a buyer, and particularly looking at all those four intangible assets that I mentioned. They fail to recognize that. And then the other thing is always starting too late. And oftentimes they'll get an offer and they'll think it's the greatest thing, but you got to take a step back and go through this whole process and see, what is your business worth? And do you just want to strike a deal with the first person that made you an offer, or do you want to completely evaluate your business and look at what's the best for you? And sometimes it's not just about dollars. It can be about obviously a strategic buyer that comes in that does a similar business can take a lot of cost out and pay you more money. But you as a business owner may become a pillar in a community. You may view your employees as your family, and you don't want that to happen to them. So you might be willing. So you need to understand too all the different types of buyers that are out there, and what does that mean to your business and your purchase price as well.
For business owners listening who would love to speak with you, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
They can reach me at Argy Financial. It's www.argy.net. They can reach me at my email at Paul Moretti. It's Moretti. at argy.net, or they can call me at 502-882-4150. And I will just mention that Argy Financial is a Cerity partner firm. We were just recently acquired by Cerity in January, and we're going through the whole name change process that will occur in April. And so I'm sure my contact information might be changing a little bit, but for now, that's how they can reach me.
This has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Happy to help out.
That was Paul Moretti, and the segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to lead their fields, educate consumers, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.